nice place when we arrived. Sun was out, folks were going about their business, and for once, no dead bodies in sight. It was all crap, of course. As soon as they caught sight of us, things went to hell. Everybody in this place appears to be infected. The same glassy eyes, jumpy movements, and a real fondness for knives. A few look like the worms inside them have had time to mature, some of them getting so large they're erupting from the victims' mouths. We managed to get out of sight for a few minutes and come up with a plan. Don whipped up some of his favorite incendiary charges and gave one to each of us. This place seemed to be ground zero for the infestation, so we're gonna have to sterilize it. But not before doing a sweep to make sure we're not leaving anyone who hasn't been infected to burn. Henry needs to examine the source of the worms before we light the place up, so we'll need to tackle that at the same time, while trying not to get carved up by the locals. Or in other words, just another workday.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Fireteam 0, turn 8 of the nursery. We are in a bit of a predicament. Unfortunately, our main bulk of the team are over in this corner. We've got difficult terrain here. We can't get out to help Shad, and Shad is stuck unless he can. The only way Shad can get out of this is if he can get rid of this guy, and then he can flee, because at the moment he can't flee because one of the innate abilities of the consumed bait bags is that you can't leave the space they're in. So anyway, without further ado, let's see how we can get out of this. And first of all, tactics phase, we move the first player token onto Shad. And let's draw some cards from Shad, because I mean we haven't got many cards left, and we certainly don't have any tactical responses to play. So we'll draw some cards for Shad. We need to draw 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure none are stuck together, and they're not. Okay, what do we have? Oh, not so bad. That actually may help him out. So yeah, we've got some good brawl attacks there. So we'll stick those up there, and we'll utilise those very soon, in the first turn, no doubt. We have to draw 4 cards for Aid. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we do have 4 cards there, and they're all bullet attacks, one of which is a tactical response. All of the heroes may immediately perform an action start with the player on your left. Well, that's not going to help us at the moment, although it would have done if we could have played it now. And finally, we have our marksman Frank, who I've already shuffled up his deck because he had no cards left, and he needs to draw 4 cards. Will we get bullets for Frank? Yeah, okay, in the main we do, and we do have, that's actually quite a good one. So we do have some bullets. Hopefully we can at least get ourselves out of the majority of trouble we're in at the moment. So, hero phase, we will start with Shad. I think, oh, Shad needs to take out this guy, then at least he can flee out of the way. So I think that's our main priority at the moment. We will, it's going to take no chances. We're going to use these 3 cards. So it basically gives us 7 dice, and we get 4 automatic hits. So let's go straight to the dice tray and sort that out. Okay, we've got 7 dice. Let's count what we get. What do we get? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get 7 hits plus 4 automatic hits. That gives us 11, and we actually needed 6, 7, 8. We needed 9. So yeah, we managed to do that. Thank goodness. So this guy's dead, and Shad is going to have to do a tactical withdrawal for sure. And I think the best place for him to go, I mean, this still puts him in range of everybody here. He can get out of range of these guys, so he better just go 1, 2, and better come there. I think that's the best. I know he's going to be in range of this one, but hopefully he can take care of that one, or we can get somebody else in position to do that. So that's Shad's turn done. We'll discard his cards, and we'll move on to Aid. I'll leave you there to take a quick look at Abe's cards, see what you can see. Overhead cam, we've got Abe here. I think the first thing we'll do is we'll flip this over. We'll flip over the token and see what we can see. Written in flesh. Okay, what have we got? Your arm itches and burns as if 1,000 ants were attacking you. You pull up your sleeve to find words in a strange language cut into your skin. You can't read them, but somehow you know it's a warning. You feel prepared, but for what? Draw a card. Okay, that's one of those cards that seems like it's crap and it turns out to be okay. So I have to shuffle Abe's cards. So that's all shuffled up and draw one card for Abe, and it turns out to be Knuckle Duster, which is a broad attack of 2, and a nice little reaction scatter shot on the bottom. That gives Abe 6 cards at the moment. Okay, so he's took his action, he can't do anything else. Sure what the best thing to do now is. Let's just bring you over here so you can see, get an overview of the situation. So Frank can go. Frank could go to here and do this one. That would be 1, 2, 1, 2. That would make him basically the focus for these guys when he come here, which is not great. But it could do, because as long as we can survive past that, we could play his tactical response, which is kill all minions and elites occupying spawn points in any one sector. It means these two will end up here, but they may end up killing him. I think the best thing to do here is, Abe didn't move. I think Abe does need to move. I think Abe does need to move to here. Okay, just purely so when Frank takes his turn, Frank can move to here. This gives us a better chance of killing these guys, and we can spread out the wounds better and hopefully make Frank retain this card, which will be handy for the next round. But we'll see what happens. Bit of a risk, but nothing we can do. We have to take a risk. So I think at the same time, Frank, because now Patrick is here, Frank will use his action to flip this card over. Definitely. In fact, do you know what the best thing to do is? 1, 2. It would be nice if we could have got back to here, but we can't, because then we'd have been in high ground. Okay, so we'll just stick with what we're doing. We'll stick with what we're doing. So we flip that over, and we draw a card. Is that correct? So far we've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we've drawn 6 cards. So this will be the 7th, so let's draw that one. The wrong reflection. Let's bring that here so we can see what it is. You find a locked box, containing only a cracked hand mirror. You look at your reflection and notice that the area behind your reflection is all wrong. When you look away from the mirror, you find that you are no longer standing in the same place. Move all figures in this location to the nearest spawn point on an adjacent tile of your choice. Oh, okay. I'm just going to have a think about that, because that's not going to be great. Okay, I've had a think. I think this may seem like a really odd decision, but I'm going to move these guys to here. And I know that is miles away from where Shad is. But my thinking is this. I can search this area next turn. In fact, I can search it now, because we've got free action. These two guys will come for 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They will come, these two guys will come this way, but they won't reach us. This one will. This one will go for Shad. 1, 2, 3. This one will come for us and won't reach us. Shad then has to sort of scoot. It's going to have to head this way and hopefully try and draw these guys back. It's the only way I can think of doing it, because I don't want to put the guys into here, because if I do, there's a fire token here and we're going to take damage immediately next turn. So let's see what happens with that. So first thing, we've moved to there. That's everybody there, and we'll flip this one over. Let's see what we've got. Accidental desecration. While searching the area, you find a wooden box that rattles when shaken. Prying it open, you find dust and bone fragments and a single faded hair ribbon. The dust swirls up out of the box with an unearthly shriek, and despair overwhelms you. If a lucky coin is face up, flip it face down. Whoa. Okay. Well, there's no need for me to tell you that that is not great. So, that's the end of the hero phase. Let's move on to the threat phase. First thing we do, we move that token one space further on. Remember next time that there's going to be a fire set in an adjacent location, and we're running out of places to hide, to be honest. So let's move these monsters around. Okay, so we'll do the minions first. The minion, this one will definitely go 1, 2, it'll go to Shad. He'll attack Shad with 2 dice. Doesn't matter what he gets, because Shad will negate that. And he will also, Shad is going to kill that guy, I think. He's going to try and attack him with, doesn't have to be a brawl attack, no, we can perform an attack action. So Shad's going to use these 2 cards, bullet attack, 3 dice, as a reaction against this guy here. We'll discard those 2 cards, 5 dice, and we actually need 5 hits. I'm going to roll these 2 at a time. So we've got no hits there. And we got 3 hits, so that was nowhere near enough, unfortunately. Nowhere near enough, so Shad failed. We will move the other minions. We'll go 1, 2, 3 to here. This one will go 1 to here, and I think he will automatically move into here. And I think what we'll do is we will play these 2 from Abe as a reaction, as his focus card, and we'll do it as a brawl attack. Okay, so we're going to roll 5, but instead of needing to get 5 hits, we only need to get 4 hits. So we're going to do it as a brawl attack, and we're going to roll 5 dice. We do get a reroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits, no problem. This guy is dead. Now we're left with these 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Remember that for the purposes of first player, or determining between equal distance, Abe's got a card that says he will always be regarded as the first player. So these guys now will come this way. 1, 2. Frank could actually take a shot at that guy. Is it worth it? I'm not sure if it's worth him taking a shot at this guy here, because if he fails, I mean, that would mean he's not going to reach us this turn anyway. And Frank has got a fair few bullets, so I don't think it's worth it, and then risking no bullets next time. So we'll leave that, and then this guy will also move to there. And then that's the end of that part of the turn, so we move to respawning. We only have 2 monsters to respawn. And we'll respawn the bait bag first. He goes on 7. Please let 7 be way out of the way. No, it's not, it's here. And the consumed bait bag, it's going to go on 7 also. So it just seems every time we are in a sector, it just seems that everybody wants to come and join us for some reason. I'm not sure why. I mean, everybody. Why can't they spawn over? Why can't they spawn over here? But no, apparently they all want to spawn over here. So we are in real big trouble. But anyway, we'll see what happens. So join me on the next turn. Okay, next turn, turn 9 this will be. First thing we do as per normal is we'll move the first player token, that will go to Abe. And then we'll decide if we want to play tactical responses. We have a choice of 2. And I think we are going to go for this one. Kill all minions and elites occupying spawn points in any one sector. Or are we? It would help because it means we could only have to worry about 3 lots of guys instead of this ones as well. So I'm really not sure whether that is a great idea or not. I think we have no choice. The problem being that the lucky coin is face down already and this could be a disaster. Yep, we're going to play that. So Frank's going to play that. That means these 2 guys are gone. Now we draw cards. Frank can't draw any. Abe can draw 1 card, which is a brawl attack. And Shad, Shad played all his cards last time, huh? So Shad gets to draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What does he get? He gets brawl, he gets tactical response, which is pretty good, and another brawl. So mainly brawl. Let's put those there. Tactical response is there. Another brawl there, and a bullet there. Sorry about that, technical error there, as the stand fell down. So that's what we've got, and it is Abe to go first. What can Abe do? He's got brawl, he's got bullets. He's not really got a lot of mainly. I think he's going to have to play the bullet attacks as a brawl. And they're both range 1. So he's going to play this one. Which means he will roll 8 dice. But he'll roll them, he'll be looking for brawls. And he gets a reroll. And it is range 1. So he'll go against this guy here. Let's see what happens. So, for brawl, we need to score 6, 7, we need 9. We need 9 on 8 dice. What do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. Yes. So this guy's gone. Let's get rid of him. That means Abe can, we can actually move. I think Abe is going to move. He's going to take, this is not difficult terrain, so he's going to go 1, 2, and he's going to flip this one over as a free action. Let's see what happens. Flip it over, done, and it is Sanctuary. Okay, this looks like it's definitely the 1 card we've been waiting for. These people have been barricaded in here for days, trying to unseal an old escape tunnel that was built in the last World War. It'll get them out of town if we can hold the monsters off while they finish unblocking it. Place an intel token in this space to represent the survivors. If all 3 spawn points in this sector are secured at the start of any tactics phase, move the intel token to the objective. Okay. So, we will do what we've been requested to do. So we will put an intel token in there. So that means we have to secure all 3 of these spaces. Well, we've got that one done already. We've got this one done already. We just need to get someone over into this one, who's unfortunately over here. But I think we can maybe make that work. So, that's Abe's turn done. Now it's Frank's turn. Frank, I think we may have a problem because Frank doesn't really have enough bullets to take out this one. He's got 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 dice with 2 definite hits, and he'd need to get 6, 7. He'd need to get 9, and that is a big risk, a very big risk. He might be better off trying to take out just this guy here and leave himself with 3 cards, possibly. We know this one's going to go for. This one will go against Abe because Abe's always counted the first player. So I think what we'll do is we will not do any attack there because we want to retain our cards just in case for the damage, because otherwise we could be in real trouble because there's not much chance of us killing this guy. So we'll leave that. What we will do now is we'll move straight to Shad. Shad can hopefully take out this guy here. And he needs to try and get over to here, which he's not going to do that quickly. So or should we just let this guy follow us around? Because I mean, he's going to come after us, he's not going to attack us, but at least we know where he is, and then we can just wait till. No, we won't. We'll just take him out. We'll take him out. So we're looking at a brawl attack. We may as well do a. We need to get what, 4? We need 4. So let's go for these 2. I'm thinking no. The reason I'm thinking no is because I really want to play that. If a lot of creatures spawn in this area next turn, we've got a chance of taking those out with this tactical response. And at the end of the day, this guy's not going to be able to hurt us anyway. So, seems very odd, but what we'll do is we'll just go 1, 2, and we'll stay there. And that is the end of the hero phase. So we move straight on into the threat phase. Okay, threat phase. That moves 1. We know what that means. That means we draw a threat phase, a twist card. A hero must first discard a card before playing any reaction which prevents a monster from activating, attacking, or moving. Okay, and what it also means is that we grab another one of these, and obviously we're going to put it in. It better just go in there, I guess. Unfortunately, which means Shad's going to take some damage next turn, but that's nothing we can do about that at the moment. Okay, so we've got 3 areas on fire, and now we move on to monster movement and attack. We'll start with this fella here. He's going to go 1, 2. He's going to go to Shad, but whatever we attack Shad with, we know that nothing's going to happen because he's going to block it, so we won't even bother with that. Now we'll go to this one here. He will come to here because he'll count Abe as the first player, and he's got equal distance between Abe and Frank, so he'll go to there, and he will attack Abe, unless Abe can attack him immediately, which I think Abe might do. Abe can use these ones here. It's basically a brawl attack of 5 dice. He'll do that as his reaction. Let's see what happens. 5 dice, and we need 4 hits. What do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So that guy is dead. Woo! That leaves this one here who's going to move into here, and Frank, there is no point Frank trying to attack him. Now he's going to attack us with 3 dice. Unless there's anything anybody's got to help. We've got nothing for range 2, so there's basically nothing. Play when an ally is moving, play before an ally performs an attack, play before, and we've got nothing within range, which means I want to move 1 additional space. No. So, what we have to hope for now is that we don't take. He's going to attack us with 3 dice. Frank has got 4 cards, and we need to know let's just do 1, 2, 3. 3 damage. Okay, so Frank is going to take 3 damage, which could have been a lot worse. So we'll take the brawl attack, that one, and of course we'll take the this one here because I think the other one is better. So Frank is still alive. Excellent. That is it for the movement phase of the monsters. So let's go for respawning and see what fresh hell gets inflicted upon us. We've got 2 minions to spawn, and the first one goes in 2. 2 is here. Yeah, exactly where we're going. Of course it is. The second one goes into 2, which means actually these guys move immediately into our space because that's their innate ability, if you remember. Okay, so now we've got to spawn the elites, and that's a 6. Finally, some luck. 6 is way over there. And the last one is a 10. And 10 is, where did I see 10 before? Oh, it's here, okay. So 10 is here. So not great, but could have been a lot worse. Okay, that brings us to the end of that round, and this is the state of the board at the moment. We sort of got ourselves out of a fair bit of trouble, but eventually ended up in a bit more trouble again. But we've only got really, well, really, we can get this objective done by securing these spawn points, and I think we'll be okay, because we can easily just, this is the final place where the exit is, and it's also the last place that needs a fire token. So, okay, thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next turn.